quarterback in the NFC, Joe Montana, hopes the magic continues. Against Houston, 25 completions, 3 touchdowns, including this career-long 80-yard strike to Dwight Clark. But the 49ers not only make the big play, they avoid the big mistake. 8 turnovers, the least in the NFL. And Wendell Tyler, who's now 5th in rushing, has only lost 2 fumbles all year. The Rams have an uncut gem in Jeff Kemp, the 81 Dartmouth free agent quarterback. They've won 4 out of 5 since stepping in for Vince Ferragamo. Big play capability to Burners, Drew Hill, Ellard, and Ron Brown. But Eric Dickerson is still the weapon. He's only practiced once this week with a sprained toe, but he'll be ready. An Old West shootout, the 49ers and Rams.
CBS Sports presents Gillis Rand.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Southern California. Boy, what a day. 78 degrees, only 15% humidity, no breeze, just a little bit maybe to cool it off, and a sold-out stadium here in Anaheim. You can see the 49ers lead this division 7-1. The Rams are 2 games back. The Rams must win this game and then, of course, try to beat San Francisco up in Candlestick Park. I'm Tom Brookshire, along with Wayne Walker. And Wayne, the 49ers are the team to beat. They're the champion right now. But they're actually probably not 100%. Francis is out. They've got other problems, though.
Well, they do. You'd think this would be a tough week for the Rams because they played on Monday night and played away from home. They had to travel, lost the practice day. But the 49ers had 14 or 15 of their players come down with a flu bug this week, and they missed about 10 practices. So they also had a short week.
Now, Dickerson only worked out yesterday very lightly. The great ground gainer has 2 turf toes. 2 of them are sprained, but I have a feeling he'll take some of the pressure off young Kemp by running the ball pretty well today.
Eric Dickerson is the key, Riggy, to the offense of the Los Angeles Rams. He did not practice all week long. He ran a little bit at their practice yesterday. He has 2 bad toes, 1 on each foot, the big toe of each foot. And he, of course, is their key. They got to get it going with him. We'll see how he progresses and whether he can run full speed or not as this game gets going. So let's go right now to Brookie and get it underway.
Making a tackle on the first one. Here's the 49er offensive lineup. It's a good one. Montana, Wendell Tyler, who's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Roger Craig, the leading receiver. Dwight Clark and Solomon. They're as good as they are, and Solomon says he's healthy to go. Earl Cooper in there, and tight end. Might not be able to run outside as well. Harris, Ayers, Quillen, Cross. He looked open. Here's that defense. Jack Youngblood, maybe better than ever. At least Fawnhorse says he's as tough as he's seen. Meisner at nose tackle. Reggie Doss will give Paris a pretty tough time from that right defensive end spot. Owens, Eckern, Collins, Andrews, hard-hitting linebackers. They play the run very, very well. Gary Green, one of the class cornerbacks. Irvin, Harris, and Cromwell. You'll see Johnny Johnson in there, too, the #1 pick a few years ago. Nehemiah Clark in the game now. Inside running play, not much. Rams are tough against the rush.
You bet they are. They got those 4 linebackers that you mentioned, and they all look like they came out of the same cookie cutter. They're all
out in a hurry. Here's the play-action pass. Montana being pressured. Off-balance throw, trying for Clark. And the crowd comes alive early. Gary Green had good coverage on Clark.
Didn't fool the Rams secondary at all.
Yards per game. That's plenty good in this league. Maxie Runiger into punt. It's a pretty good kick. Ellard, the very dangerous punt return man for 35. Gets away. That steps out at the 41. Los Angeles with the ball and the advantage early in this first quarter. Here's the offense for the Rams. Jeff Kemp from Dartmouth to the top of the NFL. He has not had an interception in 100 throws. Dickerson, one of the greats of all time in my mind. Goodwin, the action man. Ellard and Drew Hill, very, very good speed on the outside for Johnson. There's David Hill at the tight end spot. Pankey, Hill, Smith, Hara, and Bill Bain, who's in there for a but he does on first down. A lot of time. Good throw across the middle. And perhaps drop at the 38-yard line. Dave Hill has it. And the 49ers recover and run it back to the 40. That's Hicks.
Hill made a fine catch, then lost the ball coming down. Now, they say the ground can't cause a fumble.
Wow, he was down with that.
He was down with the ball.
Good throw, Pittsburgh 35-10, a final score. We hope you're enjoying this one. You're not going to miss much of it. Montana sacked back at the 31-yard line. Eric Harris came from the safety spot.
Disrupt Montana, 5-step drops. A lot of that they thought they just keep him off balance by bringing people from everywhere on him if they could. And you see the first part of it right there. Safety blitz, Eric Harris, 26, coming from
against Youngblood. Montana on second down now. Dropped in the flat, intended for Roger Craig, well covered by the Rams. up a 3rd down and 16. Clark and Solomon to the bottom of the screen. Montana with good protection. Gets it to Wendell Tyler at the 40, and the former Ram gets into Los Angeles territory. I think he got the 1st down.
Well, he did, and it was a good effort. Now, the Rams had that played almost perfectly on defense. Now, this is the way to play the defense, but you can't beat that effort by Tyler.
The former Ram having his best start and makes it.
Seconds to go. New Orleans with a chance to beat Cleveland. Morton Anderson, 53-yard field goal, and it's good. And Bum Phillips comes back to beat the Browns and their new coach, Marty Schottenheimer, 16-14. Back to Brookie.
Okay, Brent, and Bum can laugh for once, getting the last play to be for him. He lost that tough game to throw his way. 2nd down and 7 on the 47. Montana, quick drop. Complete at the 37-yard line. That's Nehemiah. Looks like he's learning the routes a little bit better. He stopped and pulled up in that little vacuum there. Montana 2 of 6 now. Inside drive play. Wendell Tyler somehow finds a hole to the 31. Hard tackle put up there by Nolan Cromwell, the Pro Bowler. He can get you inside. 3rd down and 4 on the 30. Quick draw. Well played. Short of the 1st down. Roger Craig maybe made a 1.5 yards, but Collins read it perfectly. Wersching's 3 of 5 from this distance. Well, it looks awfully good if it's long enough. Carried by a mile. And that cheer you hear is from the San Francisco 49er fans that are behind and in the end zone. Here's that defense. Lawrence Pillars in for Stuckey at left end. Tuiasa Sopo at nose tackle. Dwayne Board having a great year at right defensive end. The linebackers. Buns, Ricky Ellison. Jack Reynolds, a former Ram who's come home to haunt him, I guess, trying to. And Keena Turner, one of the greats. Well, look at the secondary. Lott Wright, Williamson, White Hicks. 1,800 yards rushing a year ago. 3rd down and 6 on the 27. Here's Kemp. Good throw. To a 37, enough for a 1st down. Mike Duman making the reception. 1st and 10 on the 38. Fake to Dickerson. Kemp now being moving left. Good-looking runner. Gets to the 44-yard line diving. Keena Turner tackled him there. 5, facing the young quarterback. He has won 4 of his last 5 games. A lot of time. Dumps it to Hill at the 47. Good defensive play. I believe it's short of the 1st down. Ellison was right there. That's the average this team is allowed. Quick handoff. This is Roger Craig. Finds his own hole to the 29. But gang tackle there, and the Rams are swarming. 3rd down and inches, short yardage. Pass action, play action by Montana. Screens it out to John Frank. Frank gets the 1st down and gets out to the 37 where the battle continues. 1st and 10 out on the 37. Kept the backs in. Now Montana's being chased, gets away inside the 45 out to the 46-yard line.
Montana's just got a 6th sense back there. He felt Reggie Doss, number 71, bearing down on him.
And 1 on the 46. Inside handoff to the fullback, Craig. He's got speed. Craig into Los Angeles territory, diving. Jim Collins barely able to make the stop. Craig has 20 yards on 5 carries. The fake sweep, play action. Montana hits Solomon, who drops the ball at the 27-yard line.
The safety's not over there yet. It's right on his hands. And then it's gone.
2-6. Crowd yelling now for a little defense. Drop back, a lot of time for Montana. Ooh, Clark is interfered with at the 30-yard line. Leroy Irvin climbed his back.
He wanted to call, but did not get it.
1st and 10 from the 20. A toss back to Eric Dickerson. He's got the corner made. Dickerson breaks outside for a moment, gets to the 34-yard line. Hicks and Lott met him there.
A solid wall blocking that time by the Rams offensive line. David.
14-yard scamper. He's only behind Walter Payton going into today's game by 36 yards. Brown is there. The fake. Kemp throws a rifle.
A lot of balls dropped already in this game. I was right on the money, too, to Henry Ellard.
Well, Kemp going the same area. Strike. And at the 40-yard line is number 80. Ellard makes the catch this time, and what a throw by young Kemp. Brings up a crowd. San Francisco 3-0. The Rams are on the march.
Jerry, Pam's back.
And she's ready to take on the world again, thanks to Liberty Mutual. After her back was seriously injured on the job, a Liberty Mutual rehabilitation nurse worked with Pam's doctor to coordinate her medical care. That also controlled insurance costs, but Pam is the best result. The Liberty Mutual Rehabilitation Nurse Program. One way we're going to be there for you.
Armstrong, send this barbell to Pittsburgh by Federal Express.
Yes, Mr. Atlas. Hi, girls. Does Federal carry something this heavy, Bull?
Gee, I don't know. Hey, Brutus, check the rate book. I think it's under the safe.
Sure thing, Bull.
A lot of people think Federal Express carries only itty-bitty packages. They carry the big stuff, too, all the way up to 150 pounds. Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Me and the crew, we're taking this road across Alaska. And we haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. I guess you could say we're hooking up the last frontier to the lower 48. Yeah, working up here, it's different. See, this road's got to be able to handle an Alaskan freeze. And then, the thaw. But I'll tell you, when it's finished and it's on the map, we can say we did that.
It's for guys like P.J. Donahue that we make sure every Budweiser is the best it can be. Made with the choicest ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and brewed with the kind of pride T.J. puts into his work. So to T.J. and all you guys out there like him, this Bud's for you.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. That's why at Midas, we offer a free brake inspection. If your car needs work, you know it's being done by experts. 500,000 people a year have their brakes fixed at Midas, and we're glad to have the business. But more important, we appreciate the trust.
Trust the Midas touch.
You know, if I'm playing a match on Wednesday, I take my Bic and shave down on this cheek. If it's a semi-final, I shave up. But if it's a month with an R, I take my Bic and go across. Except on Tuesday, of course, when I start on my chin. All this might give you the idea I'm superstitious. No way. It doesn't matter which Bic I use. Superstitious? Nah.
Superstitious or not, avoid all shavers with more than 3 letters.
Before there was a 60 Minutes, there was a Jackie Gleason, the best thing that ever happened to a television set. Sunday night, he's back.
Quarterback Jeff Kemp, they're in a 2nd and 10 situation now. The extremes, he said, as you see Dickerson lose the handle.
Rookie, the Giants strike first against the Redskins, and it's Sims now. He is looking for Ernest Gray, and he's got him for the touchdown, 22 yards. 7-0, Giants head the Redskins. Back to Brookie.
NFC East looks like it's going to be a battle all the way this year. Nobody's coming to the top and stayed there.
And it's nice to see young Phil Sims staying healthy, too, for a season.
Hasn't been healthy for a full season. Maybe this will be the one. Brown is in, and Otis Grant. Kemp now on a tough call. 3rd down and 11 on the 42 of San Francisco. It's Gooman. Kemp getting time, now being chased. Dumps it to Dickerson at the 40. Dickerson hit hard at the 38-yard line. Dwight Hicks met him helmet to helmet. Tough. The Rams are playing dead even. 3rd down and 6 facing Montana. On the 24, Montana. Oh, a great catch by Solomon. Barely got his hands up in time, but Solomon, with that quick move, beat the linebackers. 53 yards.
But he picks up a little bit, Montana does. He's got 15 yards rushing, so he helps himself out that way. He's not having a real good day with the arm.
This defense has stopped the rushing game so far, except for Montana. The slant pattern to Clark. Clark has the first down and gets to the 47-yard line. Play up early. Second down and 10. Call it on the 48. Montana to Solomon at the 41-yard line of Los Angeles. They can spread it around so much, it's hard to shut it off. The fake draw, and he's nailed at midfield.
Safety blitz again.
Gary Green came from the outside, and Montana knew he was...
Oh, the safety blitz, it's actually a cornerback blitz.
Right on the 50. Montana dumps it across the middle. It's number 32, Monroe. The flags are down. It's going to be pretty close to a first down, but there are flags all over the place.
It was an illegal block by the offensive team after they had caught the ball and started the run.
Second down and 10. Montana rolling right. Solomon on the out, has it, steps out of bounds. At the 26-yard line. Losing field goal. Montana with 8 completions already. Across the middle, complete to the 17. I think that's Cooper that made the reception. Jim Collins was on his back. You see the numbers on the man they call Mo Sheen Werjing. 36-yard field goal attempt. Randy Cross snaps it. It's good.
Offensive holding, number 86, a repeat of fourth down.
Where football is going, we'll try to discuss some of it later. 46-yard field goal attempt by Werjing. You don't like the one from 36. How about a 46? It's called a nail. It's 6-0 with 7:17 left. And his offense has gotten 2 field goals, period. The blitz is on. A great pass to Craig. Look out. To the out of bounds. Or is he free? Roger Craig down the sidelines. Cutting back inside and looks like a touchdown. Are there any flags?
What an effort.
And a great little off-speed throw by Joe Montana.
Yes, and you know who had the coverage on Roger Craig out in the flat before the Rams had a blitz on it? It was Jack Youngblood, the defensive end, actually had the coverage on Craig.
Informed us that's what it was.
Watch the throw here out to Craig, and look who's out there trying to cover number 85, Jack Youngblood. Look right there. That's a defensive end on a halfback, and you're not going to get it done. So they took a gamble, and it didn't pay off for the Rams, but it certainly did for the 49ers. 6 points all the way down the sideline. A pretty good effort here at the end as he cuts back in. Eric Harris gets him around about the 7-yard line, and Craig made a good tough run there the last 5 or 6 yards.
The third touchdown catch for Craig. Wow, what a play. 12-0. Eric Harris making the spinning tackle attempt on Craig was helped into the dressing room. We've got about 4:30 left before the halftime.
And here's what they penalized Roger Craig for.
Spinning the ball, huh?
A little happy, don't you?
Montana's hole on the 10. The fake. Montana now dumping it over, and it's intercepted and no extra point.
They had a problem handling the snap because it certainly wouldn't have been a design play on an extra point here. The snap was low, right? He just couldn't get a handle on it. Werjing sees that. He yells fire. And that means everyone up front pass block from Montana, and somebody get out and see what they can do. John Frank and Shields, the big tackle out there who was eligible that time because he was blocked.
Pass play. Boy, what a nice read and a great catch by Craig. And a great analysis job by Wayne Walker, my friend. 3 plays, 64.
You just don't see that many times this season where a defensive end is called on in pass coverage. They did it because they blitzed all the linebackers, and Youngblood had to drop off. Montana got it to the right guy.
Craig has sprinters speak like they're working on the knee, and he is on the sidelines. Second down and 9, and Kemp is hit and fumbles the football, and I believe the 49ers have recovered at the 11-yard line. Tuiasosopo.
I think Dwayne Board, 76, made the original hit, and I think Tuiasosopo got on the ball.
Who's in there for Bain, right?
Bain is out of there, I'm not sure. But watch Board come, right of your screen. Here he comes. He took an inside move. And it was his second or third effort. It was against Big Irv Pankey to hit.
And this team takes away and giveth nothing. The 49ers are excellent about giveaway takeaways. Montana across the middle. Cooper to about the 6-yard line. And even in Anaheim, the calls for Coop. They don't play so well offensively in the third quarter because they play so well the rest of the time. Montana, touchdown, did he hold on to it? No, yes. Now the call is he did make the catch in the end zone. Freddie Solomon.
Waved it away once and then called it a touchdown the second time. Great leaping catch by Solomon.
Very well played by both teams.
Better angle for you here. 1 foot down. And he scrapes the second one. That's just great body control by Freddie Solomon. It looked like he didn't have a shot to stay in bounds on that. Somehow defied gravity and made his coach a little bit happier man.
Is Freddie Solomon back? He has his 4th catch for his 3rd TD of the year.
But look at the footwork right there. That's his right foot down and in. And then he just had to scrape his toe in as he was going out with the left leg, and he did it.
Must be the shoes. I can't figure out how he got them back in bounds.
I'll tell you, they might be lucky shoes.
But not before a good return by Drew Hill. If you drop that ball around San Francisco, they somehow grind it up and put it on the board.
10 points worth.
Fumble field goal, fumble TD. Don't feel sorry for this man, though. This is a good ball club, and they are coming with a new young quarterback. And one of the...
Brookie, watch the lead back. Rob Carpenter come around on the sweep ahead of Joe Morris for the Giants. They're already up by 2 touchdowns. Carpenter clears the way. Morris has scored for the 2nd time. They blow the extra point, but it's 20-0 Giants. Back to Brookie.
20-0 before halftime, and of course that could put the NFC East in a real deadlock. Not over with yet, nor is it over here. You're looking at young Kemp and a 19-0 deficit. Dickerson. Out in the flat. Kemp going downfield and finds an open receiver at the 49-yard line of San Francisco, and that's Ellard. Kemp now hurrying up the team. Of course, they trail 19-0. Kemp now moving away. He's going to run with it to the 45, the 40, and down, sprawled at the 39 of San Francisco. Eric Wright made sure.
He's pretty
34, at least it looks like that, but you don't know who else is going to come. Farmer is in for the Rams, and Kemp fades on 1st and 10. Good throw outside the hill to get to the 30-yard line, make it the 29-yard line.
Rams picked it up with no problem at all.
The flag has been dropped around the blocking pattern.
There's Ellison, number 50, coming in on the blitz, you see, but it was picked up, and Kemp had plenty of time to step up.
Number 75 on the offense.
Irv Pankey having some problems with Dwayne Board. Everybody has had trouble with Board this year.
Basically, Dwayne Board, too. Brookie said, you know, he kind of feels that if the 49ers go all the way to the Super Bowl this year,
he's undersized really at 250 and does a tremendous job. Kemp now being rushed and overthrows a receiver at the 25. Mike Barber, the tight end, he was really
5 right there. Or Michael Carter, I guess. Michael Carter with the big pressure, and watch the hit right here. Barber, a tight end. 42 is Ronnie Lott. Yesterday at practice, they were calling him Mad Dog.
Down and 20 back on the 49. Kemp, he has time this time. Good throw. Oh, Ellard at the 20-yard line now inside the San Francisco 20. They're calling a timeout. What a 2nd down 10. Kemp, he's got time. And an open receiver at the 10. He's still moving. To the 5, inside the 5 to the 4 is Ron Brown. 3rd and goal from the 4. Time, sidearm catch, and drop. Let's see what they do with this. They're going to, Dickerson looked like he made the reception. They're going to give him a catch. No, they're not going to give him a catch. If it was fumbled into the end zone, if it recovered by the 49ers, it would come out to the 20.
Could be a touchback. Oh, it's a...
Not recovered by the defense, but it did go out of bounds in the end zone. Therefore, the play is a touchdown.
Now, see if this ball would have gone out of bounds before it got to the end zone. The Rams would be able to keep it. But watch the ball. Dickerson kind of hits it with his thigh there as he's losing it, and it will.
Interesting game, different plays. Wow. Don't go away. We got a second half that'll knock your socks off. It's 19-0 San Francisco.
Suppose we should think about some home insurance.
I build them. I don't insure them. But Liberty Mutual covers my place with lots of ways to save on the premium. Liberty Mutual.
Save on the premiums.
To save with smoke alarms? Put deadbolt locks on the entry doors. There's all kinds of ways to save. It adds up.
Good advice.
No charge.
For a real value in homeowners insurance, Liberty Mutual is going to be there for you.
Dear Xerox, I want to thank the memory writer for making my job a pleasure.
Everything I type looks like $1,000,000. The secretary who sits next to me will have to get her own. I don't like to share it that way.
These are actual letters from secretaries all over the country.
It's cut my workload in half and doubled my productivity.
When we have to use another machine, it's like going from a Rolls Royce to a mule.
And that's why no electronic typewriter sells better than the memory writer. Part of Team Xerox.
All you ghouls and goblins gather round. Time for chills and thrills, so party down. No matter who you like to bite, you're gonna want Coors and Coors Light tonight.
Coors Light's beer look is there, fun is everywhere.
Get ready for excitement when Coors is on the scene.
'Cause anything can happen.
On a Coors and Coors Light Halloween.
You know people like us, we're teachers, firemen, people just like you. These are the uniforms we wear at work.
But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the reserves and the National Guard.
You see, in the reserves and the Guard, you not only serve your country,
you're part of a first-rate team,
training alongside real buddies.
Yet while you serve, you can live at home
and keep your full-time job.
Because in the reserves and the Guard, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The reserves and the National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter.
Honda invented three-wheelers so families could have more fun together in the wintertime or any time of year. If you want your family to have more fun this winter, see the world's most complete line of three-wheelers. They're at your Honda dealer.
How far is our Honda dealer, Daddy?
Just keep walking.
Wednesday, a woman is consumed by burning passion for one man and deadly hatred for another.
He has the eyes of a rapist.
Kevin Dobson stars in Sweet Revenge.
Comparison of the two people we just saw.
Not too bad a day on the other side of the field for Kemp either. 10 of 18, you see that, so.
He looks like a good rollout dash type quarterback that could put it away and run in from the 4-yard line sometimes.
Rams have just had a...
Goodman faked to start a motion, then went back and set up. Kemp dumping it off to Eric Dickerson. Makes one, gets to the 32-yard line for a first down. Ricky Ellison caught up with him there, but a pretty little... I just wonder how great a player they had seen all through high school days down there. Here's Redden on a misdirection, being faked to, and Kemp's going for a bundle. Intercepted with a diving catch at the 12-yard line is Eric Wright, and Drew Hill had a couple of yards on him.
Fake right there, but it didn't fool Eric Wright much.
Ball's thrown 60 yards in the air, and they're still underthrown.
Look at that.
That's the deep pattern that Robinson said with the speed they wouldn't be able to gang up as they are. Second down and 7. Montana to the outside. Tyler buried at the 14-yard line by Andrews. And 7 on the 15. Good Los Angeles defense this series. Montana, quick draw play. In the middle, Tyler's nailed short of the 15-yard line for halftime. Here's Runninger's punt. It's a low kick and sort of pulled off to the left. It may be effective. Bounces at the 44-yard line of Los Angeles. Look out. Kemp and company are coming back on the field. The crowd feels it. We hope you do. 19-0 7. And he's right on schedule again. The toss this time. Now the reverse. The handoff to Ellard. Ellard cuts back. Makes yardage to the 34-yard line of San Francisco. Maybe the quarterback will keep it. Oh, it's a play-action pass by Kemp. Outside for Hill. He's got the first down and probably a cracked rib. Ronnie Lott nailed the tight end.
They had double tight end that time, and they wanted 6 points. They wanted to go deep to Mike Barber, but he was covered downfield by Dwight Hicks. And so
seconds of the first half. The fake to Dickerson. Kemp going for it all again. Oh, just juggled.
Well, you saw the world-class speed
of Ron Brown.
Yes, sir. When that ball was in the air, you know, he said that I run along with him until the...
Dickerson with 38 yards on 11 carries. 3rd down and 7. Kemp being sacked. He's in the grass, back at the 38-yard line.
Strong kid there. That's the shot putter, Brookie.
Michael Carter, he's coming on fast, and he's just learning what the game's all about.
He's about to form in the future.
Misko's punt is on the way. Hits at the 8-yard line, down by the Rams at the 3-yard line. Good to get their offensive team back in position. Montana rolling in the end zone. Throwing for Solomon, who catches it somehow at the 40-yard line, gets up, and is squashed at the 42-yard line by Leroy Irvin.
Does here now. He gets a good block from Bill Ring that seals out. That's a planned dash. Now he's not scrambling. That he drops back and then runs out, and that's called a dash. And he kind of throws it on the move and put it in there on a wire to Solomon.
Irvin wasn't in bad shape if he'd have looked for the ball, but he was trying to get some of the Rams by San Francisco. What a trade. The slant pattern. Solomon has it. To the Los Angeles 40. Gary Green making the tackle.
The dictator.
Loses Russ Francis, and he said Russ Francis is the best blocking tight end or one of the patterns in football, but they compensate. Here's Solomon on the reverse. He's got the outside. Solomon trying to get to the 30-yard line. Tackled by Leroy Irvin.
On the reverse, the second one we've seen today, the handoff to Tyler, and then he'll hand it to Solomon coming around. And the only guy in the field with the dark shoes tries to get outside, but he can't. Pretty good job over there by Leroy.
1st and 10, right on the 30. Quick drop. Montana going for it. Inside the 5 goes Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Well, that's
6-yarder.
Here's that timing thing we talked about, the 5-step drop. It's right on time. He plants the foot and sings it right in there on the money. Nehemiah working against the safety, or rather the cornerback, Gary Green, single coverage.
And you know, they've got good position to coverage. They're not being beaten by a lot. It seemed to have picked up everybody. They're in better positions. I think they are more relaxed. Right now, they're in a lot of pressure. Craig. No flags. That's the first San Francisco touchdown in the 3rd period all year.
Now, anyone show up over here on the right-hand side of your screen. That's 68 Ayers blocking. Now watch him. He gets a little bit too deep in the lead back right there. Can they kick him out? Wendell Tyler got the block because Cromwell actually had too much penetration and opened up the hole for Roger Craig.
The crowd. San Francisco's thinking Palo Alto. Dickerson's the remaining back. Kemp throwing for Ellard at the 30-yard line. Hicks tackle him. Good reception. Farmer's now in the game. Ellard's on the sideline. Here's the play action. And Durman was being ridden down by Carlton Williamson and a flag slot.
7, 1st down.
He's number 44. Take a look at this, and you can help with the call a little bit. Looks like Carlin might have his arm hooked there, and maybe that's what they called it.
I think the officiating has been excellent, and I think it's been, there's nothing more fun on Saturday than college football. 2nd down 9. Kemp now wanting to run, it looks like, and he's going to be, he fumbles the ball, but he's in the grass at the 29-yard line. No turnover. Michael Carter undressed the young quarterback. Their own 29. A lot of pressure, throws it in. The young quarterback from Dartmouth is out. He can run. to the 40, to the 42. Go into punt. He's a good kicker. McLemore is back. This is a tremendous boot here. McLemore at the 10. McLemore out. Look out. He's loose. McLemore finally upset at the 31-yard line. Dana McLemore had it in gear. It's a good thing they caught him. The focus of attention extremely well. He's going to wear well in this league. The dash left and roll by Montana gets it to Cooper to the 47-yard line. Montana running left and throwing to the tight end. 6, the Rams zip. Now pause for a word from your local station.
Next Saturday, Wisconsin will try to derail Iowa's Rose Bowl Express or see a Pac-10 tussle between USC and Stanford. College football next Saturday on CBS Sports. This is CBS.
This NFL Most Valuable Player segment is brought to you by IBM. 1962. The Packers' Jim Taylor displays the form that would eventually earn him a spot in Pro Football's Hall of Fame. The hard-running fullback rushes for a career record 1,474 yards, scores 19 touchdowns, and is named the league's most valuable player.
It started in 1933 with our first electric. Then came typing that looked like printing. The revolutionary Selectric. And Selectrics that correct mistakes. 1984, IBM introduces the Selectric System 2000, the Wheelwriter typewriters and the QuietWriter typewriter. A new generation of typewriters from the company that makes the typewriters secretaries prefer most.
McDonald's presents the 15 hardest words to say.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame. Beef and all 15 words. Never get hurt, you start to say it.
Pickles, onions on a sesame seed.
Then you got to take a bite of one. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed.
Bun, bun, bun.
Where are you hurting the most, Jimmy?
Name it. Better straighten up.
Yeah, we don't want to disappoint your fans.
No.
Hey, Jimmy, good run.
You had him right from the gate.
Your best deserves the best.
Two Bud Lights.
The less filling light beer with a first name and taste.
Hey, Jimmy!
Right.
Bud Light.
You may get copies made outside your office because you think you can't afford a copier. Well, the truth is you can't afford not to own one. Because now there's the surprisingly inexpensive Sharp Z60 mini copier. It's simple to maintain, a cinch to operate, and delivers plain paper copies in a variety of colors. So get the inexpensive Sharp Z60. You don't know what you've been missing. The Sharp Z60, from sharp minds come sharp products.
You know why I come to CarQuest Auto Parts stores? This man, the CarQuest qualified counterman. He's got hundreds of thousands of parts, and I can't tell you how often he's helped me out.
CarQuest can help with professional-grade brakes from Rebestos. When professionally installed, Rebestos brakes...
Specialist design helps keep it from dripping, so it lasts and lasts and lasts. Delta Faucet. We're first because we last.
Sunday after 60 Minutes. Who's framing Jessica for a Hollywood homicide? John Astin, Melissa Sue Anderson, Samantha Eggar, or Claude Akins? Murder, she wrote.
Anaheim, California. Looking at Vince Ferragamo. He's not dressed for the game, of course. He was 1-2 this year as a starter. Had a bone injured on his gun hand, the right hand, so he is watching as young Kemp tries to solve that difference twice each season. Robinson, the toss back to Tyler, who recovers and then fumbles back. And number 52 for the Rams, Andrews, recovers the fumble. The third lost fumble for Tyler in 1984. Letting the football players play. Third down and 11. Kemp on a 5-step drop. Now he's hit hard by number 76, Dwayne Board. all the way back to the 45. Montana, with 13 minutes left on the clock, will eat it up. Craig to the outside, fumbles, tries to recover his own fumble, and the Rams look like they have it and are surging toward the end zone. Rams have the football.
I believe it was 71, Reggie Doss, the defensive end, who
lose two in the last two plays.
Check it right here now. 71 out there. Tough to see. I think it was, yes. Yes, it was Reggie Doss, 71, the defensive end, who created that fumble.
You think back to the closing seconds of the first half when the team got first and goal from the 4 and didn't get third down. And goal from the 5. The rollout being chased. Throwing for the end zone and out of the end zone. You need touchdowns, a lot of them. 26-0. San Francisco. Fourth down. Pass. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and boy, I tell you, those Niners are tough inside that 10-yard line.
Against Los Angeles, and they're on their own 5-yard line right now. Montana to Clark to the 24. Let's go to New York City now, an update with Brent Musburger. Brent?
Rookie, it is all but over in the Meadowlands. Joe Morris has run for 3 touchdowns, and the Redskins are just unable to stop the Giants today. It's now 30-6. Let's go back to Brookie and Wade.
Got a lot of games left. We just started into the second half. Handoff, Wendell Tyler crawling out over the 30 to the 32. Wendell's mad. He fumbled his last toss attempt. I think he wants to assert a little bit of influence into this. I am a different back than I was when I was with the Rams. A big day. Second down and 2, straight ahead. Craig has what looks like is a first down comfortably. Second down and 8. Blitz is on, but handled by San Francisco. Look at this throw. Clark gets back up. He's caught a ball now in 44 straight games, hadn't he? He told us he doesn't look like the fastest, but he's a lot faster than you think, and he's a lot bigger than people think he is.
He's 6'4", 215. The great thing about him, he is running, as you see his stat right there, he is running as fast in the forward situation.
Good point, but they are a very young team, and they're going to get nothing but better. The toss back to Craig inside the 45, 43, 16-7. They haven't lost a game when McMahon was healthy and played quarterback for them, the Bears. Here's Clark, who had 80-yarder last week, shaking off people and scoring again. Dwight Clark on a slant beat Leroy Irvin.
And what were we just talking about him? How he can fool you with his speed, and how, you know, the longer he runs, seemingly the faster he goes.
California drills through another extra point. A lot of celebrating. And a nice flight back to the Bay Area for this team.
Good throw here by Montana now. I told you what Clark ran, just a slant in right here. Irvin's 47, and he just runs away from him. He had him grasped at one time, but he just tore him out of his arms, and look at the big guy's stride. Just runs as fast as he has to, doesn't he?
And you know, linebackers get really tired by the fourth quarter, and you don't get that under support that you sometimes need as a secondary man.
Look at this right here. Not a bad day for him. 21 of 31 now, Montana is.
The 49ers have first and 10 from the 20. Kemp still firing. In the grass, that'll go as a sack by Stuckey, number 79.
Stuckey's another one of those effort guys that the 49ers have, and you know, a lot like we talked to the Rams players up there. They're not real big, and they're not going to physically over.
He's a very likable person and a hard worker. It's third down and 17 from the 13. Kemp throwing long, intercepted by Lott, I believe, at the 32-yard line.
Much the same as the interception earlier that Eric Wright got. It was just underthrown again by Kemp. He's just up and cuts it loose. Looked like he's throwing a javelin. He had about a three-yard run at it, but Lott's in great shape. Right here with his head nice, turned back, playing the ball. Uses his body a little bit to block Drew Hill away like a rebounder, and came down with it.
Young Kemp threw that 65 yards in the air, And Ronnie Lott got his 3rd interception. Beat the Eagles, took over the New Orleans game and finished that team off. Hands off now to Bill Ring. Secondary, all in one swoop. Kavanaugh threads it in to Nehemiah, just short of midfield. Price either. Here's the pin now. Ring inside the 45 to the 43. 3rd down and a couple for a 1st down. Just trying to run it out now with a little over 2 minutes left. This would be the 4th straight win the 49ers have had.
Certainly had, but he's happy to come back here against his old mates and get any kind of win.
He's ready to go, and he's still healthy. It's 33-0 San Francisco. $33-0. Derek Harmon. The Ivy Leaguer gets inside the 25.
The Ivy League Player of the Year last year.
And go back and they feel like they're part of this game. A few bruises. Harmon bouncing outside. Gets hit hard at the 20. The cable and gotten it ready for this real good game. This is good football. 49er style. Bill Ring piles in there. Montana